Hey traders, what's going on? Taylor Carver here, thetradinganalyst.com. Let's take a look at some charts. So, first and foremost, how this is going to go down is I'm going to show you a couple of charts that have already moved in the direction that I thought they were going to head previously, and I'm going to show you these to kind of show you what's possible for these future trades that I'm going to show you after these, to kind of show you an example of what can happen with these types of setups. So it's learning, and then I'm going to show you some real trade ideas. So Twitter right here is an example of a false breakdown. All right, the false breakdown is going to be the subject of this entire video, because all the trades, all the plays that we're looking at are false breakdowns. Okay, so what is a false breakdown? Well, a false breakdown is if you have a clear level of support, and it works in both directions. You have false breakouts and also false breakdowns. Okay, so this is a false breakdown. And you have a clear level of support. Clear level of support. You can see we're clearly bouncing. This is like 7 days in a row right there. Another day over here. So let's draw that support right there. All right. You can also go back and draw it over here. You can see there was support previously. All right. So previous support. So that's a big time level of support, right? It's pretty easy to see, okay? So we broke that support, a clear break below it. And if you're wondering, I'll kind of move my face out of the way a little bit. And if you're wondering, well, didn't it break through it over here? No, it never broke through over here. It never closed below this level significantly, okay? So right here we have a clear break below it on this day, and then it confirmed the following day. So 2 days closed below it, all right? Then what we had, and that's just a breakdown, okay? What makes it a false breakdown is when you gap back up, and you don't have to gap up, but it helps the case if you gap up and close right back over that level right there, all right? So that was the signal right here on this day. And just for your reference, that day was the 15th of October. So the 15th of October was the signal here to go long on Twitter. All right. So then we had earnings right here, big gap up, and it's heading into this resistance right up here, and that should hit sometime in the near term. Okay. So that's what a false breakdown is, and this is what it can do. All right. Another one just recently. Here's another one. You can see right here, had a clear level of support right here. This is Chipotle, by the way. Chipotle, clear level of support going back here. Look at that bounce there, and here we are. Very similar to Twitter. All right, very similar to Twitter. You can see clearly reacting against that level. Okay, clearly reacting to it. Closed below it on this day, confirmed it on this day. And then boom, on this day, and that day was just a few days ago, that was the 26th of October. Okay, the 26th of October, just for your reference, is the day, that's the signal day. Okay, that's the signal day. We broke back over it. See how it gapped? It gapped up. Same thing that Twitter did. All right, so gapped up, big move up. And it's heading higher. So that's showing you what it can do. All right, that's what it can do. That's what this setup can do for you. All right, here's another one. Intel, just recently, right here, and this one I think still has some juice left in it. All right, so this one I think has some juice left in it. It's not, the signal day was this day, but I think it has some juice. So here's this clear level of support right here. Right here for a week and a half trading against it. We broke back under it right here on this day, and then boom, gapped up over it. And what's even better here is I believe this was an earnings reaction too for Intel. All right, so we did a false breakdown on earnings. All right, earnings are very powerful. If you can get a setup here on the chart that aligns with earnings, it's very, very powerful. Okay, very, very powerful. So keep that in mind. So I think that if we can get it down into about 46 bucks, I think that'd be a good buy zone here for Intel. This setup has a lot of, this isn't just a short-term setup. I think that it can head even higher from here. So we've got resistance up here that we have not hit yet. You can see it was resistance right there, right here, and we haven't quite hit it yet. So if we head back down into about 46, I think that we can expect to hit up here near about, what is that, about 49 bucks. About 49 bucks, I think, can easily hit. We may even want to come up here and fill this gap or this gap, but just a conservative target up here near about $49 for Intel. So now for the more recent false breakdowns. All right, so Facebook. I'm going to move my face out of the way a little bit because I'm going to need to see some further back action. So I'm going to go back, well, I got to go back 2 years. 2 years. All right, so here is Facebook. I'm going to move my face again just a little bit out of the way. Okay, so we had this clear level of support right here. A lot of sideways trading right here. Boom, bounced against it a couple of times, couple of hits. And then right here you can see we bounced off of it once more. We bounced off of it once more again before breaking below it. All right, broke below that support level. Okay, and right here, I'll just zoom in again now that you kind of see that what we're looking at here. So there's that support. We broke below the support, and here we are gapping over it. And this is an earnings reaction. All right, we had earnings here on Facebook. This is the earnings reaction. We had a gap up on heavy volume. Heavy volume yesterday, heavy volume today on this gap up. And we closed over the previous 1, 2, 3, 4 days highs. Okay, we did that right there. So now you've seen what it can do for these other stocks. This is very similar to Intel. If you look at Intel, it looks very similar. We had this gap up on this day and got a retracement here and then moved higher from there. I think Intel's going to head higher. But so that's what we're looking at for Facebook. It can do the exact same thing. So what do we have here for Facebook? We've got resistance up here at about 162. You can see it was previous support right there. Kind of turned into resistance right there and right here. Next target would be, oops, let me move this, would be right around here. Right around 168, 169 would be that next target. And these setups here, this could be, Facebook could head a lot higher from here, okay? Facebook could head a lot higher here. We've seen a big decline here. Big decline. I mean, that's what, like a 60% loss there for Facebook, on a relatively bullish stock overall. So that's what we're looking at here for Facebook. Could get pretty explosive. Here's another one, and this is my favorite one. Oh, you know what? I'm going to save my favorite one for last. The next one we're going to look at is Mastercard. And Mastercard just had earnings the other day. So that's out of the way. So Mastercard, you can see here, had a clear level of support. It was previous resistance there, turned into support right here, right there, right here. Several cancels bouncing against it right here before we break under it right here. We broke under it for 2 days, confirmed, and then look what happened today. We have a gap up and a close back over this level. Okay, close back over this level. I think that we can expect some higher prices for Mastercard from here, given that setup, at least up to about 208 bucks would be my first target for Mastercard. And now for my favorite one, we're looking at Apple. So Apple here, let's see, where do I have it? Okay, so Apple here. The one thing I want to point out about Apple too is that while the rest of the market experienced some pretty big red, okay, pretty big red. If you look at the S&P 500, first remember what it looks like over here. We pretty much traded sideways. A little bit down here, but not too big of a deal. Just normal trading action. All right? And then if you look at the S&P 500 for that period, look at what we did. A lot of blood. Okay? We went straight down. All right? And if you look back at Apple, it held really strong. All right? It held really, really strong. In addition to that, what we have is another false breakdown. Okay? Another false breakdown. As you can see, it's bouncing several times against that same level. Okay, look at how many hits it has against that. Huge level of support. And then what happens a couple days ago? Boom, we break that support right here. But again, notice that big long buying wick right here. All right, big long buying wick. And then we close below it another day. And then again, notice what happens today. A gap up over that level, and we close back above that level. All right? And we've got earnings that are coming out tomorrow, which is the 1st of November after the market closes. So the reaction will be Friday. Yes, the reaction will be Friday. Okay? So don't you think that it had all this time to break down? Okay, it had all this time while the market was red. Okay, look back at the market. The market was bleeding, all right, red. And then look what's happening right now is we have a big gap up here on the S&P 500 at a level that I think can get a bounce. That's for a different time, a different video, but I think that the market can get a bounce right here too. So we've got earnings coming up. Apple had a false breakdown. Apple had its chance to break down, and it held strong. We're very close to all-time highs. This is a very, very bullish stock. All right? So this is what you want to see. You want to see setups like this, false breakdowns on a overall very bullish stock. So again, this is my favorite play right here, and I really, really hope that this helps you out. I hope that you learned a lot from this video. And yeah, so now I'd like to invite you to become a member here at thetradinganalyst.com. We have low risk, high quality trades, just like the ones that you're seeing on Chipotle and Twitter. You can see that we've got lots of testimonials of current clients that are willing to give us these videos and these messages right here. And once you decide that you'd like to join, again, I'd love to have you as a member. You can choose between 3 different memberships here. And I'll move my face out of the way just a little bit. And you've got the monthly, you've got the quarterly, and you've got the annual membership that you can choose from. It's totally up to you. The quarterly is discounted from the monthly, and then the annual is even more discounted than that. But again, it's totally up to you, whichever one you want to decide to join. We'd love to have you. So once you decide which membership you'd like to join under, and again, you can go on the home page here, or you can click on the Join tab here at the top of the page, of any page on the website. You can do that. So once you decide which one you'd like to join, click the button Join Now for instant access, and that's going to take you to our 100% secure checkout page, and then just enter in your name and your email, your password, enter in your billing information, and that's it. Once you do that, you're going to get instant access to real-time trade alerts like Twitter and Intel and Apple and everything under the sun. Again, we trade mostly options, so that's something you've got to be aware of. We trade both shorter-term trades that span from 1 to 2 days to about 3 to about 45 days is our swing trading trades that happen as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to have you as a new member and help you grow your account on a consistent basis, month after month, week after week, year after year. I look forward to seeing you in there.